On the news this morning, National Industrial Court orders resident doctors to suspend strike. Court restrains Secondus from acting as PDP national chairman. Senate President Ahmed Lawan advises against hastily reintegrating repentant terrorists into society. On the foreign scene, US under pressure over evacuation deadline. I am Ifiemi Andrew. A high court in Rivers State has granted an interim order restraining Uche Secondus from parading or acting as the PDP national chairman. Justice Ogogbole Bassam of the Degama Division of the Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt gave the order on Monday. The order prevents Mr. Secondus from functioning in any committee at ward, local government or state level or calling for any ward, local government or state congress pending the hearing and determination of the motion or notice for interlocutory injunction. The ex parte motion, marked PHC 2183 CS 2021, was filed by 4 persons: Ebeauchi Alex, Dennis Amadi, Emmanuel Stephen, and Umeziriki Onucha. Secondus and the PDP were listed as the first and second respondents to the suit. The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Algon River State Chapter, has expressed displeasure over insufficient and malfunctioning INEC registration machines deployed to the 23 local government areas for the ongoing continuous voters registration exercise. Chairman of Algon, Olwell Ihunda, while speaking on behalf of the group during a protest at the INEC office in Port Harcourt, said Algon will resist any attempt by INEC to depopulate River State ahead of the 2023 general elections.
We have observed that there is a deliberate attempt by the Commission to disenfranchise and depopulate the eligible voters in Rivers State. We noticed that the machine deployed to the 23 local governments are not sufficient, and not just not being sufficient, that the machines are not functioning well. Each time we are told that there is a server problem which will be fixed and has never been fixed. We try to mobilize and sensitize our people to go to the various centers of INEC to do their registration. And each time they go there, they spend the whole day only to be asked to return the next day, and even when they go back the next day, they are asked to come back again, and people are tired of moving from one place to the other just to get registered. And the explanations we are getting from INEC, we are not satisfied.
Olwell Ihunda, who is also the chairman of FALGA, gave the commission 7 days ultimatum to upgrade its service to capture more eligible voters and decentralize registration exercise to the ward level.
The explanations we are getting from INEC, we are not satisfied. So therefore, we urge the Commission to ensure that they provide sufficient machines at the 23 local government and possibly deploy more machines or decentralize the registration. Decentralizing the registration will enhance the registration in Rivers State so that it will be at the ward level and not just at the LGA headquarters. That is the reason why we are here. Well, if it is not resolved, we will come back here again in the next 7 days.
He assured that Algon will give INEC the necessary support to ensure a hitch-free voters registration exercise in Rivers State.
As council chairman, already we have started providing the logistics. We have started with sensitization, we have started with mobilization. We have even assured INEC that we are going to support them, even if it's providing the internet connectivity and also security. So decentralizing the registration will enhance the registration in Rivers State.
Chairman of MOHA, Chidi Lord, and his counterpart in Akokotori, Roland Sekibo, also spoke to newsmen.
As far as we are concerned, nothing is working, and we believe that it's a plot to de-enfranchise Rivers people. You know, the beauty of democracy is a game of number, and people should be allowed to make choices unhindered. But with what is going on, we are seeing that it's a plot to perpetually put us in servitude, and that is what we are protesting.
The National Industrial Court Abuja Division has ordered the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors to immediately suspend its nationwide strike. Given the verdict in an ex parte application on Monday, the presiding judge, John Tagema, ordered parties in the suit to suspend all hostilities immediately pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. The 22-day-old strike began on the 1st of this month over government's inability to fulfill its agreement with the doctors, as well as irregular salaries and allowances. The federal government approached the National Industrial Court after the National Assembly and other stakeholders' intervention failed. However, the association said it would not suspend the strike despite the court ruling. Mass gathering will be restricted in Edo State to curtail the COVID-19 pandemic. Governor Godwin Obaseki disclosed this while flagging off the second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination exercise on Monday. He said from the second week of September 2021, large gatherings will only be accessed by persons who have proof of taking at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccination. He said from the second week of September, people may not be allowed to worship in churches and mosques without showing proof of their vaccination cards at the gates. Nigeria recorded 565 new cases of COVID-19. Lagos recorded the highest number of cases with 205. Rivers State recorded 73, Ondo 63, FCT and Oyo had 53 cases each. Ekiti, Delta, Edo, Benue, Bayelsa, Kwara, Osun, Ogun, Adamawa all recorded 8 cases. 8 deaths were recorded on Monday. Senate President Ahmed Lawan has cautioned the federal and state governments against hastily reintegrating repentant terrorists into the society. Speaking to journalists after a private meeting with President Buhari on Monday, Senator Lawan said government must get the right strategies on how to deal with the integration of such people into the society.
Unless we have a strategy of dealing with this, we may be overwhelmed and deny us the opportunity of getting the best out of this surrendering. What do we need to do? We have to be prepared for the humanitarian resources that we have to make available. We need to screen to ensure that those who are genuine and those who may just follow in for some reasons. But I don't subscribe to the idea of saying forget about people who are surrendering when they come, and take the appropriate measures, get the right strategies on how to deal with the reintegration of such people into the community. Don't throw them just into the community like that, because you need to do some other things to ensure that everybody is sanitized, so to speak, before they are introduced into the society.
The Executive Director of the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center team of the police for keeping The Executive Director of the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, RULAC, Okechukwu Nwaguma, has criticized the IGP Intelligence Response Team of the police for keeping a 22-year-old, Gloria Okoli, in secret custody for 70 days. The police, in its statement over the weekend, claimed that the 22-year-old Gloria Okoli played a role in the coordinated attacks on security formations and agencies in the southeast, as well as on national infrastructure in the region.
The IRT arrested 22-year-old Gloria Okoli and detained her for 70 days as at the date that the police now issued a statement claiming that she's a member of IPOP and ESL. Within this period, they had kept her detention secret, turned her into a slave, and did not inform the parents until somebody who was released from the custody informed the parents that their daughter that they had been looking for was in custody of IRT.
Nwaguma told correspondent Kenechukwu Ofoma that the police held Gloria without contacting her parents to let them know her whereabouts and the reason for detaining her, as required by the Police Act 2020, thereby making the detention unlawful.
The parents and their lawyers were denied access to her, and then following the public backlash, the IRT now transferred her to the Abuja office of IRT, and the police now resorted to issuing a statement which I consider to be a face-saving strategy. Detention of a young girl for over 70 days is unlawful. They ought to have disclosed her detention, informed the parents, allowed the parents access to her, allowed her access to legal representation, but all this didn't happen.
The rights activist queried why the police arrested the young man who revealed to Gloria's parents that she was in IRT custody, describing the police statement as an afterthought and an attempt to cover dirty tracks and deceive Nigerians.
This is unlawful, and it's difficult to believe what the police is now saying. I think they should release the girl or probably charge her to court. But those who have kept her in detention unlawfully should be punished for infringing on her constitutional right, violating the provisions of the Police Act and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Still ahead, teachers in public schools in River State lament lack of teaching, learning, and writing materials. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
English language teachers in public schools in River State now write full comprehension passages on the boards due to lack of teaching, learning, and writing materials. Principals and teachers of various public schools in Obiakpor and Port Harcourt City local government areas told our correspondent that they have not received imprest to run their schools in almost 2 years, and the school boards have not supplied learning materials to schools in the last 6 months. They said they pay out of their pocket to provide materials like board markers, lesson notes, among others. As you may know, there is currently a free primary and secondary education policy in the state as announced by Governor Nyesom Wike in 2019. Our correspondent also learned that the principal of Umuebulu Community Primary School, where children sit on the floor, has been summoned by the school's board over a report by Nigeria Info FM that highlighted the decaying infrastructure in the school. She has been allegedly threatened with demotion following the report. However, public schools under the joint federal government World Bank project, Better Education Service Delivery for All, BESDA, are not lacking teaching and learning materials. Our correspondent gathered that there are about 28 schools in Obiakpor local government area under this project. Away from that, the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Algon River State Chapter, have raised the alarm of an attempt by INEC to disenfranchise eligible voters in the current voters registration exercise. The chairman of Algon and mayor of Falga, Orwell Ihunda, said this at the headquarters of INEC in Port Harcourt when he led Algon members during a protest. Orwell Ihunda issued a 7-day ultimatum to the River State Office of the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure that their eligible voters get registered without delay.
As council chairman, already we have started providing the logistics, sensitization, we have started mobilization. We have even assured INEC that we are going to support them, even if it's providing the internet connectivity and also security. So decentralizing the registration will enhance the registration in River State. Well, if it's not resolved, we will come back here again in the next 7 days.
The Algon chairman, Orwell Ihunda, wondered why the capturing machine is working effectively in some northern states and Lagos.
The machine deployed to the 23 local governments are not sufficient, that the machines are not functioning well. Each time we are told that there's a server problem which will be fixed and has never been fixed. We try to mobilize and sensitize our people to go to the various centers of INEC to do their registration. And each time they go there, they spend the whole day only to be asked to return the next day. And even when they go back the next day, they're asked to come back again to get registered. And the explanations we are getting from INEC, we are not satisfied. So therefore, we urge the Commission to ensure that they provide sufficient machines at the 23 local government or decentralize the registration so that it will be at the ward level.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The Aceh Council Chairman Obinaya was flagged off the construction of the ultra-modern market in Odufo Ward 8 community. Dr. Ayawu, during the flag-off in Odufo, said his government initiated the One World One project in response to a series of requests from the various communities across the local government to address specific challenges and also to complement the efforts of Governor Nyesom Wike in Aceh and River State.
The People's Democratic Party, led by Chief Ifiemi Wike, has done so well for River State. We at the local level should be able to complement him. This project you are seeing is people-oriented project. Our people are farmers, and they need a good market to showcase their crops. Passing this beautiful road that the governor has done, the Odufo Akpokume road, you see that the market on the road has defaced this road. I thought it was that I should be able to do something nice to complement this beautiful job that the governor has done. And I assure the good people of Eche and Odufo that this project will not be left abandoned.
PDP chairman in Eche, John Otamiri, who performed the groundbreaking ceremony, commended the council chairman for his resolve to ensure the growth of the council area.
Mr. Chairman, yes, we've gone to flag off your projects. The stories is everywhere that you're carrying out projects that will cover the 19 wards. The same processes that gave you the courage, the same God that made it possible to touch your mind. You can decide not to do any project and heaven will not fall. But for the mere fact that you have chosen that you will serve your people to leave a legacy for your own personal person, God in heaven will continue to provide the resources for you.
PDP chairman in Odufo Ward 8, Good Hope Amadi, described the flag off of the market project as historic.
Today marks a new day in the history of Odufo because the executive chairman has come to write his name with an indelible ink in the land of Odufo. Chairman, sir, the people of Odufo are totally happy. We are saying thank you. We are grateful to you. Sir, I want to assure you as the world chairman of Odufo that come rain, come sun, Odufo is PDP. We are happy. We are very, very much happy. Sir, you've done well for us.
On his part, the councillor representing Odufo Ward 8 community, Promise Nwachuku, said when completed, the market would improve the socio-economic activities of the people.
Mr. Chairman, sir, as a councillor representing the good people of Odufo, I want to express our profound gratitude to you. And because you are here today, that is why you see our people gathering to show our appreciation. I cannot thank you enough, but I want to assure you that your coming to Odufo will not be in vain. It is something that we shall locate in due time, and that is called 2023. So Odufo is PDP, PDP is Odufo. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Our correspondent reports that the Odufo Ultra Modern Market is the 12th project initiated by the Anyanwu administration. The market, when completed, will have 100 open stores, 1 open hut, and 4 toilet facilities. In business, some people of Ogoni ethnic nationality say they are yet to see the impact of high prep on the cleanup of their land as recommended by the UNEP report. They said they are yet to see the proper cleanup of the land for the economic recovery, potable water, Central Office of High Prep, and Center of Excellence in Ogoni community, as well as a medical research center. President, Ogoni Liberation Initiative, Dr. Douglas Fabeke, read the position of the Ogoni people during the visit of the Managing Director of Nigeria Petroleum Development Company and his team to Ogoni on a planned resumption of oil exploration.
That today, the Ogoni people are happy for their Appeal Court judgment to hand over the over 11 license back to the NPDs and subsidiaries of the NMBs. That the Ogoni people should be humanized towards positive existence and be treated with respect. We have suffered. We have been socially and economically castrated in our own land. That we should use our resources, the resources of our land, for the development of our land. That Ogoni decayed environment should be cleaned up, restored, and continually managed from further degradation.
In his speech, the Managing Director of NPDC, Mohammed Ali Zara, promised to ensure that the federal government receives the position of the Ogoni people on the cleanup and oil exploration for quick intervention.
Indeed, this is a clear testimony and demonstration of a strong and cordial relationship that has existed between us over the years. This for us is our social license to operate in this space, to operate in this peace-loving community. No doubt, our confidence has been further buoyed by this clear act of love and solidarity. We have listened to the great speeches and presentations made here today, and in our past engagement, I must say that we truly understand your concerns, yearnings, and expectations.
Our correspondent reports that Dr. Fabeke led the NPDC delegation to oil-impacted sites in the area.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
The U.S. is being pressed to allow more time for evacuation from Afghanistan as the deadline for its withdrawal nears. Under an agreement with the Taliban, the U.S. must leave by 31st of August. But France, the UK, and Germany all raised the possibility of allowing more time ahead of a summit on Tuesday. U.S. President Joe Biden is set to decide within the next 24 hours whether to extend the timeline for withdrawal. However, the Taliban have told the BBC that any extension would violate the agreed deal and warned of consequences if forces remained. On the news this morning, you heard that a high court in Rivers State has granted an interim order restraining Uche Secondus from parading as acting PDP national chairman. Resident doctors refuse to suspend strike despite court order. Senate President Ahmed Lawan has advised against hastily reintegrating repentant terrorists into society. On the foreign scene, the U.S. is being pressed to allow more time for evacuation from Afghanistan as the deadline for its withdrawal nears. The news was edited by Enahog Wevere. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit our website at www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time.